I never said I was a perfect candidate, and I certainly have never said I ran perfect campaigns, but I don't know who is or did. And at some point, it sort of bleeds over into misogyny. And let's just be honest, you know, people who have Putin wants to bring us down, and he is an old KGB agent. If you look at Facebook, the vast majority of the news items posted were fake. They were connected to, as we now know, the 1,000 Russian agents who were involved in delivering those messages. They were connected to the bots that are just out of control. We see now this new information about Trump's Twitter account being populated by millions of bots. Bannon, who'd been running the BREITBART operation, supplying a lot of the untrue, false stories. Yes. What we saw was, in this election particularly, and I appreciate what Walt said, the first time that you had the tech revolution really weaponized politically. I inherit nothing from the Democratic Party.
What do you mean nothing?
I mean, it was bankrupt. It was on the verge of insolvency. Its data was mediocre to poor, non-existent, wrong. The group running this was the GRU, which is the military intelligence arm of the Russian military, and they have a very sophisticated cyber operation. In bed with WikiLeaks, in bed with Guccifer, in bed with DC Leaks. They were conveying this weaponized information and the content of it, and they were running, you know, there's all these stories about, you know, guys over in Macedonia who are running these fake news sites, and I also think I was the victim of a very broad assumption I was going to win. The biggest Google searches were not for Comey, because that information was just lying out there. It was for WikiLeaks. We know that the Google searches for this stuff were particularly high in places in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. They began to have some of their allies within the internet world, like INFOWARS, take out pieces and begin to say the most outrageous, outlandish, absurd lies you can imagine. Your Twitter account is saying, oh my gosh, Hillary Clinton is running a child trafficking operation in Washington with John Podesta. You had Citizens United come to its full fruition. So unaccountable money flowing in against me, against other Democrats. You had effective suppression of votes. Wisconsin, under the current governor, Scott Walker, has been one of the leaders in voter suppression. I'd taken a tremendous hit after the Comey letter. He dumps that on me on October 28th, and I immediately start falling. The mainstream media covered that, as I say, like Pearl Harbor, front pages everywhere, huge type, etc. My momentum, particularly among women in the suburbs, stopped and dropped. Some people stayed home. We're getting more information about all of the contacts between Trump campaign officials and Trump associates with Russians before, during, and after the election. He does have a visceral grasp of America's political underbelly. He really understands how to inflame people, how to motivate them, how to bond with them over whatever their grievance is. You know, whatever resentment or point of anger that you may have, if he can get into it, whether it's race or xenophobia or Islamophobia, whatever it is. Look, I take responsibility for every decision I made, but that's not why I lost.
I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
You know, Comey, WikiLeaks, voter suppression, fake news, all of that, and that's kind of what happened, so.